Welcome, adventurers, to Total Party Gossip, the show where we talk about the adventure arc we just went on and get some DM insight, character comments, some feedback on things that went well, stuff that did poorly. Tonight, I am joined by
Vanessa Otero. I play Jewel Von Onyx.
Talon Rowe. I play Marin, the Drow monk.
Jeremy Blackheart. I play Gram Orai, a half-elf padlock.
And I'm Justin Lamb. I play Stenel Bjornsson.
I'm Sean Rowe, and I was the DM for the last arc, the arc of Timatone Village. So our party members had received a guild contract to go and rescue Timatone Village, and I was the architect behind that contract. And I thought it was a great addition to the contracts that they can go on, especially since we had a previous contract that to save the sawmill, and the parties passed that up. So I thought it was a natural progression of storyline about the village next to the sawmill that eventually got captured by the hobgoblins, and that the party was needing to go out and rescue them. So leading up to that, Guildmaster Spurn asked Jewel to go on a mission for him, and it was basically to watch over a guy named Barnabus, a brand new paladin who needed to go out into the world and complete his first mission. So, guys, what did you think about that?
Spurn. Jewel's coming for Spurn's job. That's what I'm saying. I'd be lucky if he still works at the guild.
That came at the end of everything, and I had some comments about that interaction, but I don't know if we should talk about it now or talk about it later.
No, totally.
I definitely want to talk about it, but yeah, for later on. So
in order,
yeah. So at the beginning, when you first met Spurn, what was your guys' thoughts when you first met him?
I think I was the only one that technically met him.
I think
in
you
person
took on the Barnabas contract by yourself, and then we just went with you.
Yeah. I asked you guys first, but I think he was just kind of like, I don't want to say dry or dull, just kind of obviously seemed uninterested in the adventuring side of being part of the Adventurers Guild.
I mean, he was a wet saltine cracker.
He is quite literally the opposite to Milo.
Yes, absolutely.
I was trying to channel all of the bosses I've never liked working for in my career and bring that to life.
Well done.
Well, thank you.
Good job. Well, because I didn't like working for him either, but sometimes your boss is just that.
Yeah, sometimes your boss is just a dick. So then you guys met Barnabas for the first time, and that was kind of a fun introduction to Barnabas, the way you guys talked to him, treated him. What was your thoughts on that guy?
What a sweet summer child.
Yes, sweet baby boy.
He was a face
sweet
palm
child.
all the way. Like, I'm like, this guy is gonna cause us some trouble. Like, yeah, he's gonna say something stupid, and we're gonna get into trouble. Like,
Well, and honestly, in the aftermath, I mean, I'll come back. Never mind. I'll come
First
back.
thing I did was steal his wallet and give it back to him, and then the second thing I did was get him to give us horses.
Yeah.
He would have.
now
for
Marin
sure.
has a horse that he really likes.
Oh, yeah, you didn't give that back.
No, why would I?
Well, I gave mine away to the people on the road.
It was a gift.
Yeah, you gave yours to a farmer.
So yeah, he would have died alone. Why were they sending such a dumb guy alone to retrieve somebody with a band of?
Yeah. He's such a high profile person. Why would they have sent him into that situation?
So, on the background, DM secrets, the thought process was that they knew that Trader Gregor was not really a threat, and they were sending him out there to go and retrieve him. The Paladins did not know that he was now leading a crap ton of
Bandits,
like a gang. Yeah, bandits out in the middle of nowhere. They knew that Trader Gregor was pretty much a pushover, and this would be a fairly simplistic, straightforward, go get the guy and bring him back kind of a thing. At least that's what they were thinking about doing. In the background as well, Spurn it was just a PR stunt, basically. You know, the guild's going to go help out this guy, make sure he makes it to it and retrieves the guy and comes back. It was an additional guarantee because his father also doesn't believe in Barnabas.
Oh,
Poor boy.
nice.
Yeah. And so his father asked, to send guild members out to watch his back and take care of him. They literally had no idea what you or Barnabas was walking into. And so if you guys, depending on how it went, if you guys were just like, nah, whatever, we ditch him, shit like that, then you would have heard about the unfaithful death of Barnabas, in the background news story somewhere later on.
Right, because even with us there telling him to keep it cool, he walked in there and was like, I am a paladin, doing that like the Disney face where one eyebrow's down and he's super cocky about being,
Where
I'm
the
a
light,
righteous.
there's no real light
I'm a
source. but he just
paladin and
gleams.
you are all going
Yeah.
to jail.
You will do it just because I have the
Yeah.
Lord behind me. Ugh, baby boy.
Right. So I wasn't sure if you guys would help him out or whatnot. Like I was kind of thinking you would, but it wasn't like, it's not a required request or nothing like that. And you guys could do whatever the hell you want. And maybe you'd just be like, yeah, go get him, Tiger, and take off and leave him to his own wiles. And if that was going to happen, he for sure would not survive that encounter.
Well, we saved his
Aw.
bacon.
Yeah.
Saved his life.
I had
What?
to do what I
Graham.
did. What'd I do?
Yeah.
Ram.
What are you talking about?
You
Yeah.
stabbed a man through the heart.
Walk me through that process.
Walk us all.
When I was sitting there at the table and you did that, that took me by surprise because I've role played with you
Yeah.
for a while now, and your other characters, I cannot imagine them doing anything like that. And I know you're playing a new character, but holy
Okay,
shit,
so
did that take me by
I'm going to
surprise.
set
That was
a
a hard
scene
left.
for you guys that's kind of related to this. So in Graham's other job with the Steelwind Paladins, they're essentially like SWAT police, where they get all decked out in blacked out armor. They raid like underground drug dens or illicit activities with like 10 to 20 of them. They all gang up on a threat, smite it to heck, and then adjust threats until the numbers are low enough that they just win. They're just very efficient SWAT. So when the guy was just like, oh yeah, I did this dumb little thing, I was gonna be like, okay, I'll just pay his fee. This is stupid. And then he's like, I betrayed paladins. And then I'm like, oh, Barnabas is dumb. This guy could probably talk his way out of it. Execute time? Yeah. Judgment call. Judgment call.
You're not wrong about him talking his way out of Barnabas'
So
clutches,
with
though.
Graham's job history and seeing what we were dealing with, I decided to be the judge,
Oh,
jury,
man.
and execution.
Yeah, that
And I feel. Go ahead. No, I was gonna say, and Jewel was definitely taken aback, but immediately was like on the PR, like, okay, how do we spin this to make this okay?
Oh yeah, no,
Not that I-
that was
yeah.
great. You just rolled with it and it just like, okay, so everything's fine. This is normal. like
Yeah.
like this happens all
Yeah.
the time. You just bring them back and you heal them, and then they're right as rain, and then they serve justice. Like
Yeah, you definitely.
And technically, they've already been punished. So, I mean, what's it called when you've been in jail and
Yeah.
it's just they count as time served?
yeah, time served.
like
Time served.
your sentence is death. Bring them back.
served.
Okay, on you go. Time served.
The thing is that you don't tell them that you're going to do that, right? You have to have like that point of no return, Bridget Fonda, where they think they're going to die and then they get drafted into a secret organization and now they're a paladin.
Are you saying you need to
Oh.
psychologically torture
Secret
them?
assassins.
Break them down, build them up, and then Jules sweet talked the entire
Oh my
inn
God.
full of bandits and got a
That-
whole ton of fans.
Almost did not go over well,
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
remember correctly. That was close to a massive melee.
Well, I think that was Graham trying to take over, and his like whatever the role was didn't go
Yeah.
well.
I only
Right?
had one good roll that night.
It went
that
poor.
was executing the dude.
Of course.
The dice have spoken.
So everything I did, I kept failing. So I was like, oh shit, Jewel, You're good at this. You do this.
And I did. Brought it back.
You sure did.
Yeah, that was a close call. That almost turned very bad.
And then we sent old Barnabas packing, wide-eyed
corpse.
and corpsed. And then we headed up to Timatone.
Yeah, so you guys went up to Timatone. I liked the conversation you guys are making your way to there about what are we gonna do? Like, did we just storm in and kill them all, or what was going on? So when you guys ran across that first patrol, what was your thoughts?
Well, didn't we try to just hide first, and then they spotted us? Yeah, their dogs, their war dogs spotted us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys didn't roll too bad, but I rolled really well.
At first it was, oh fuck, there's so many, and then it was, oh fuck, dogs.
Yeah.
They're gonna sniff us out. So, like, I figured that once they sniffed us out, they were going to be.
I was down real low. Like, I think one hit and I would have died after that at the end of that combat. So at the end, I was just getting up to them for cover and to provoke attacks of opportunity and taking the dodge action. That was my plan. And then Jules like
plan.
shatter and then shatter again.
Yeah. I'm a one-trick pony.
Jules, well, yeah, but it was a big trick. You were doing most of the damage, I feel like. You and maybe
Yeah,
Marin.
Marin was like just bopping and stabbing people with his spear.
Spear.
Yeah, I was gonna say staff, but spear.
Sometimes it works as a staff, and it's got a pointy end.
Don't fall on it.
When you guys discovered the gray fungus on the back of their necks, what was the thoughts running through your guys' head at that point in time?
Well, obviously that the story was taking a dramatic turn. That we were dealing with something else other than just like a hobgoblin invasion.
Yeah.
Sure. For sure.
Really love playing Stenel because I don't have to think too hard about stuff. So that was more just like, I was like, ew, gross. He had some weird STDs, and then keep going.
Awesome. And from there, you guys went across Jacoby. I thought you guys handled him really, really well. You guys did a fantastic job of dealing with somebody that was thrust in that situation and didn't necessarily want to give up power to an outside group. What did you guys think when you were seeing that village and the survivors?
Well, at Jacoby's house, I keep wanting to say Jacoby because I had a teacher in elementary called Jacoby. When we came across Jacoby, like my first instinct was, well, fuck you if you don't want any help, right? But then it's like, obviously he's a kid. Like we did some insight on him, and he's just a kid, and he's hungry and scared, and it's like, okay, well, how do we play to this to have him not resent us as much, but also let us take over for him? Like have him think that it's his idea, right? Like that's the ultimate manipulation, is to have somebody think that it's their idea. And so that's how you get them to like you, because you're doing what they want, what you want them to want you to want, basically. I think I said that right. They're doing what you want them really to want you to want them to do for them, or whatever.
I'm going to pretend I followed that.
Same.
Sorry. But I mean, you get what I'm saying though, right? Like you're making them think it's their idea when really it's your idea. You're just letting them take control of it, so that it's that old thing, like when you were young and you knew that you had to unload the dishwasher and you were about to do it, and then your mom's like, unload the dishwasher, and you're like, well, fuck you, I don't want to unload the dishwasher. So it's like letting somebody else think it was their idea. Anyway, thoughts?
Yeah.
So he did lay the guilt trip on us quite a bit. Like well, we sent for the guild and we didn't didn't hear back from the guild. Yeah.
What do you call us?
It took you guys long enough. Yeah. Like
your days right out of the city. There's a lot of closer things happening too.
Yeah. Their whole town is like just in extreme danger and everyone's dying, and we're like, geez, Dad. Didn't know it was an emergency. Get right on it.
You got to imagine like a group of like 30, 40 people that have spent their whole lives living in one tiny village out on the outskirts of town, to have these invaders come over and take them over and, build the fortifications out of their forest would be a pretty scary thing. So, yeah. So the asking for help and not getting it initially, and then taking a while for you guys to show up, and then stuff like that. Yeah, I can. I thought that was pretty impactful. I think for me role playing and for the players having it at that moment.
So one thought I had was, does Timatone fall under West Bank's rule? Because I was looking at the map, and we don't have it on the map. It was just something random I came up with that Sean just really built on top of. And since it's not on the map, is it independent or is it part of West Bank? Because when you go north of there, there's Amelin, which is independent, Rumadia, Point Hope, and I can't speak, Port Deering, that are all independent. But then there's some Elven lands too.
But they're all technically considered Region 4 West Bank, even though they're independent.
Well, yeah, my thing with that is though, like, if it's under West Bank, wouldn't West Bank send guards to deal with that kind of thing?
Well, I mean, Rumadia is under West Bank.
Rumadia is independent.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but they're in the West Bank region. So if there's going to be a guild reaction, if they end up like begging for guild help, they'd have to go through West Bank because they're in the West Bank region, but they're independent and don't participate in the guild. But so it could be the same.
Now, separately from the guild, though, like there's just normal guards. There's an army. There's other people that handle threats. Like the guild would handle like big requests and big threats. But it's just a weird thought I had when we were going through it all.
Yeah. Well, that whole area is full of weird. There's like 3 different regions right up next to each other.
It might make sense to then retroactively to say that they're probably independent and we're just asking for help.
Yeah. That's pretty much my thought process on it too. Yeah. That's what I was going with.
But the
too far away for the city guard to go and help out. And
and maybe this is just a situation where we come back and we're like, man, maybe the guild needs more members. So maybe some of these off quests can be tackled by like off-screen guildies.
Yeah.
And we're not doing all the work.
Well, in our first mission that we took, the Wyverns, Graham took one of them off the map. So it is safe to say that a couple of them are being taken.
Yeah, Graham and Marin went to the Road of Bones to fight bandits.
That's an episode I'd listen to.
Someday we will have. I think they went with Jade. I think Jade went on that mission. So
well, and didn't we go with Senel's brother too?
Oh shit, Ren maybe.
Yeah.
Ren on the Road of Bones.
Yeah, that's our. Eventually, we're going to record all of the missions of what the main characters were doing in the downtime when the other DMs, when we switched, and we'll release that content probably like Patreon or something in the future.
Oh, everything is content. This is so much fun.
So when you guys ran across Agricool, she hunted you guys down through the woods, followed your extremely shitty stealth checks you guys were doing to try and get away from him. And I know you guys are expecting a fight and to deal with more of the Hobgoblin patrols. When she called a parlay, what was your guys' what were you thinking then?
I was thinking it might be a trap.
I always think it's going to be a trap with you.
Just knowing the DM.
I mean, that's not necessarily fair. That's why I mix them in. There's some traps and then some non-traps.
Why does she want to talk to such a lowly farmer?
That whole
I loved playing. I love playing just like are we stabbing someone or not? Like do I put it in the bad guy or do I not put it in the bad guy? Like, where does the tip of the sword go? Just
So just on the outside of it, I'd been rolling really well on all of the tracking rolls. And then when you guys were moving through the woods, you're moving with horses and they were already comfortable with the territory. So I gave them like a little bit of a speed boost. And then they rolled really well on stealth checks. They exceeded all of your guys'
perceptions.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Passive perceptions.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And then when you were talking to her, she rolled shitty on her insight against your lying. So she actually fucking believed you.
Oh, with being a farmer?
Yeah. Yeah, and she's like, "Well, I don't need a farmer. I'm hunting a group of heroes or guild members." Like by that point in time, you guys had already wiped out a patrol, so she knew something was powerful in the woods, and her goal was to make contact with that. And you're just this fucking farmer, so she's like, whatever. I'll get rid of this one and keep looking.
I love that idea that they were tracking super high, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna get them. We're gonna find them. We're on their trail." What the fuck is this farmer doing here?
It's that moment in the horror story when you're creeping around, you hear the noises, and you're like, "There's a monster over there," and you shine the light, and it's just like a cat in a garbage can. You're
or the group is trying to hide. What's that commercial where the group is trying to hide and they're literally hiding behind like a wall of knives?
It's like chainsaws hanging from the commercial, ceiling. So so that was it. So like she totally like believed you 100%, Graham, and or Jeremy as Graham, and she totally believed it. And then all of a sudden she got shot in the back. She's like, wait, no, seriously, I just want to talk.
That was your shot,
was me.
Jewel.
And talking about that, I was almost we stopped and then came back the next session. I was going to like visually signal to Senel to stay, and then we could follow them in and see what was going on. And it just I didn't get to it. So then you jumped down, and I was like, well, fuck, I'm not going to be in a tree by myself, because if I tried to stealthily follow anybody in, I would. If I got caught, I'd be fucked because I had like 3 spell points. I had nothing. I couldn't defend myself. So I was like, well, I guess we're going together. We're stronger together.
That would have been a really cool idea, though. I would have been game for it. But
split the party.
Always split the party. That's the rule, right?
Always split the party. Wait.
Never keep it together. And then you took us in.
Yeah, so then you guys made it to the inn, and you talked to some of those people there and saw their preparations. That was a lot of fun. And
we
then
got to overact. Yeah. Like, I can't believe we got caught.
Stenel got to overact.
Oh, so then we got to meet the villagers.
Yeah. I got to do an amazing drum solo.
Yes. Jewel unplugged.
That was a good night.
Yeah. It's a great night.
Yeah. And then the stealth pure black attack. That fight. That was a hell of a fight.
That was one of my favorite fights I've ever done in D&D, and I've done I've been part of a lot of incredible scenes, but like Jeremy just pulling out the moves. Yeah.
the oil trap got so many fucking hobgoblins.
Jeremy,
I was laughing so hard during that whole scene.
And then the one that,
oh my god, these idiots.
The one that made it in whiffed his axe attack against Marin and slapped the table, and it got stuck in the table. So he's wielding a table and trying to get it off of his fucking axe. And like Marin is laughing because he's never seen such a thing before. And like, yeah, that was awesome.
Jeremy, what was the concept with the ash like over the door that like filled the door full of ash?
Oh, I was going to slingshot around and use the oil to glide out and tackle him. But I was doing that for cover.
Oh.
And then it just ended up more people kept filtering in. So
it worked out.
Bunch of dummies.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. The one guy that fell down and the second guy that ran over him to run into the room. I thought that was fantastic. Oof. Yeah.
Flinging the guy down into the blender.
Oh,
that was good.
That was really good.
And Stenel was going like full horror movie.
You're real creepy.
Like we're covered in black soot, and we're in a dark house, and we're setting traps, and we're trying to intimidate and scare, and I don't know, it just felt right.
I had a scary dream, and it gave me some ideas.
Yeah.
Always listen to your dream.
You got to pursue them.
That was a badass fight. I loved that because I had the druid outside on the edge of the combat, and originally he was going to take place and start fighting, but I decided, well, maybe he's not really sure what the fuck is going on, so I had him roll a wisdom save, and he failed, so he was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get the hell out. And so he turned into a bear, started running away, and he ran past you, Stenel, and that was glorious.
Yeah, look, a bear.
So good.
Like,
That's the name. That's the name of this week's episode was the Badger and the Bear.
We could have been friends.
Bye, Bear.
He would have wanted to put lotion on your neck, though.
Well, I mean, if it's a bear, it's okay, right?
No.
If you're a badger, they let you do it. Sorry.
Yeah, that was fantastic that happened. And then when you guys are fighting against the second captain, not Agricole, but the other guy, Raguk. Yeah. He was not a barbarian. He did not have like that barbarian ability, and he didn't have like the you drop him to 0 hit points and stand back up. He had literally been dropped to 1 hit point in the fight when you did your vicious mockery on him.
For 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
Made your mind melt with my brain.
You literally were just like, I don't know what to say, so we're going to kill you.
Yeah. And that was so bad because I thought about the first vicious mockery. I thought about it for a minute off of my turn. So I had something. And then I was like, well, fuck, I'm just going to do vicious mockery, but I can't think of anything. So just going to whistle and tap my fingers while I think of something to say.
Then he just faints.
That's what happened. I'm gonna kill you. Blah. I'm dead.
You see the hope drain from his eyes.
He's scared him to death.
Yeah, I was laughing so hard because I knew he had 1 hit point left, and I was expecting you to roll well above it, and then you rolled 1, and I'm like, I have to literally tell them that she killed him with one hit point.
Well, it's only one. It's only a D4 for vicious mockery, so it's wouldn't have rolled that much higher.
I thought it like adds stuff to it.
No, it gives them disadvantage on their next attack.
And it's like a bonus action too, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, it's an action.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So if the target can hear you, it must succeed a wisdom throw, or it takes 1d4 psychic damage and have disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn. That's it.
I feel like everybody in that portion of the combat after we'd left the house, and you 3 went around the back and Steno went around the front. Like each of you kind of showed off something crazy with like Graham trying to do the duel, which would have been awesome if it worked out.
Oh, that would have been so cool.
Just assuming the knightly stance, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then later on, you did an Eldritch Blast, and then like Jewel did like the Shatter and then the Wink, which was super classy.
Oh, that was really cool.
And then like Marin got up there and did some crazy fireball.
Yeah, it was like a key fire wave that shot from her hand to blast the guys. So yeah, that was really cool.
His hand.
Are you a 4 elements monk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think you were a drunk monk.
What's that?
Oh,
I said, why did I think you were a drunken monk?
I actually have. I don't drink that much in the game.
Yeah, Jewel neither.
Yeah, because for good reasons, right, Jewel?
Yeah, for reasons. Jewel is a recovering addict of many things.
Ooh, when you're stronger for it, we support you.
Sure.
For some reason, I thought you were a way of the open hand, but neat.
But then Stenel had that just random crossbow shot into the crowd.
Oh, that nobody else saw.
My 1 crit. Yeah, and everyone else got to see all the cool stuff everyone else did, except.
So
that's the clip for the episode.
You're staring out at this melee in front of you, and it's not like you know which are the good hobgoblins and which are the bad hobgoblins. And so you just randomly shot into a crowd.
No, there was one hobgoblin I was pretty sure was bad.
Yeah, pretty sure. So I rolled a d4 to see 50-50 if it was a good or a bad, and it was bad. So
I knew it. I knew it. I'm justified.
Revealed.
I'm justified.
Yeah, you the player. Stenel didn't even give a shit. So
Stenel gave lots of shit.
Stenel knew he did the right thing.
He was just like, eh.
Stenel knew he did the right thing. Yeah.
Jeez.
In his own mind. In his own small mind.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good clip.
I do have great affection for Stenel.
Oh, me too. Like Stenel is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he's pretty badass.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
Ego.
So then you guys made it to the sawmill.
Yes.
That was badass.
I feel like we never leave a place better than we found it.
That's the adventure.
No, but I think that's a rule of like like D&D adventuring. It's like you just ruin everything. Like
we're literally the other guardians from Rise of the Shield Guardian. Where we just fuck everything up and leave it for somebody else to fix.
Yeah, so
I saved you.
The anime can be kind of cringy, but it has some good parts. But there's three other heroes, and everywhere they go, they think they're doing good, but they're like overthrowing a kingdom, and then everybody just starves because there's no leadership, or somebody kills. Yeah.
Killing a dragon and leaving it to rot into their water source.
It just lets out this like poison miasma as it rots, and it like gets everyone in this village sick.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Or they kill a terrible dictator and then it throws the whole nation into war.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that was you guys.
Oh wait, that was us in the other game.
That was our home game. Yep.
Yeah.
He was a dragon. He was a dragon man. Anyway, back to Total Party Gossip.
Yeah, so Total Party Gossip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you guys made it inside, and was that anything you guys were expecting?
No. Nope.
Not at all. I was expecting like a big fungus core to have to cut through that was controlling everybody. Or
yeah, what are those? What are the druid trees? The evil trees called? I was expecting one of those.
Evil trees.
I know what you're talking about.
Say that again, Jeremy.
Gilthias.
Twig blights?
No, like the trees that they make.
The Gilthias trees that makes the
Yes. I was expecting one of those, and that he'd been sacrificing all the villagers to make some evil Gilthias tree or something. But I was not expecting him to have made a mech suit to fight us with. Who knows what they're trying to do with those?
That's super cool and in the keeping with the theme of like, neon and high magic.
So
absolutely.
I had a couple of different hooks that were dropped in the village that you guys were supposed to find. But you guys didn't do any of the things I expected you to do inside the village.
We never do.
What? No. I expected after the combat, you guys do a little bit of looting of the commander's house, and you would have found some information back there. I expected a little bit more conversation with like the people inside the inn, but none of the right questions were asked to trigger it. And so when you guys made it up there, it was a complete surprise.
Yeah, it was. What the fuck is all this? Avada stuff? Should I poison it?
Should I explode it?
Should we follow it and see where it leads?
I really wanted to try dumping soap into it to see if it fucked with the alchemical balance of it. Because Jules not stupid. So, like, she's like, maybe alchemy? I know that you can't get a healing potion right if you don't get the fucking proportions right and it explodes in your face. So maybe this will happen. But that's for another day.
Oh, buddy.
And
I thought that was good. Yeah.
So do you want to tell them what you told me when I dropped off the audio file?
I was going to. Yes, this is exactly this is the part that I was going to reveal that. So I had planned the mech inside the sawmill from the very beginning, and I had dropped a couple hints at Jacoby's place about the sawmill, and a couple of people had talked to you guys about the sawmill and about how they saw some people getting taken to the sawmill. So I was kind of sort of expecting you guys to skirt past the village and go to the sawmill. And if you guys would have done that, you would have ran across the mech not fully prepared and ready to go, and empty. So you guys could have piloted it.
What? Well, now Marin's going to build us one.
Yes.
So, but you didn't go that route. You went a different route. And so by the time you got there, the main bad guy had finally got the machine up and running, which was cool. It was a really epic, really enjoyable fight. I'm actually going to build the stats that I used for that fight and post it for Total Party Guild. Something
awesome.
that I did with that combat is I split the bad guy's health pool and associated certain attacks to each health pool and also the initiative rolls. So when the combat first started, he had 3 initiative rolls with 3 separate health pools, and each time that health pool came up, he had a different attack that would only happen on that health pool. One of them he never got to use because you guys killed it so fast that when the bladed buzzsaw went breaking off of it. The second flame attack, I never got to get it up and running again. And by the time I finally did, you guys blew that thing up too. So it was a really fun, mechanically speaking, and DMing side. It was really fun for me to run the War Machine combat as well.
Yeah, it was a very good but very scary combat. If it wasn't for a couple really good rolls from everyone, I think it would have trounced us.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it trounced Marin twice. So, like, because Jewel like revived him with like 1 hit point, and he went back into the fray.
Oh no, it was very scary.
Got smashed by a mechanical arm and went back down again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Graham got him up with 1 hit point once too.
Yeah, Graham got him up once with 1 hit point. That it was I felt really well balanced. It worked out really, really well. Both for the heroes and me. I didn't feel like I was too overpowering, but it was definitely scary. I thought that was a lot of fun for me.
You definitely found that balance where we were on edge, but we did still come out on top despite our rolls.
Yeah.
Stenel did fuck all during that fight.
I'm just glad nobody got hit by a goddamn buzzsaw. I'm glad that got taken out like right away.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
That's my only regret. I didn't get to use the buzzsaw.
I did like the grappling hook.
Yeah, that was neat.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Like the Moon Lord fight from Terraria.
Okay, cool. Drawing a blank. I haven't actually played that game.
Good place to plug the old Let's Play stream.
Yeah, Total Party Games.
Ayo.
So you guys defeated the thing. You didn't see the Sparrow escape. The mech. The druid was inside the mech the entire time. I'm sure you guys figured that out, and then flew away at the very end there.
Don't you mean died in the flames?
Yeah,
totally.
died in the flames. Yeah, totally, Sentinel. You guys saved the village. I'm surprised that you used the hobgoblins to rebuild the sawmill.
Well, yeah, because in my opinion, with going with the theme of adventurers just ruining everything, we technically with the druids' help, ruined their commerce. So
yeah, totally.
Like they're a logging village. What the hell are they going to do without a sawmill? So
and Jewel didn't want to have to call on hobgoblins. Like Jewel's never going to call on fucking hobgoblins for assistance in anything. She has the guild, right? So what? Just help fix what you did so that we can make this right for these people.
Yeah. So,
and I think Stenel was all for that because Stenel has also screwed up some things in previous story arcs and is trying to make amends for that. So
I would have thought that Stenel, of all of us, Stenel and Marin were probably going to be the only ones that were like, cool, we have hobgoblin friends now.
Well, he still thinks they're friends, but that's also Stenel.
Well, they respect us. They gave us jewelry to wear for their clan.
Bling.
Yeah. So
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Are you telling me if I challenge her and beat her, I can be the king of the hobgoblins?
Maybe. Probably.
Yeah, go ahead, give it a shot. Give it a shot.
Next time on Total Party Guild.
Subscribe to our Patreon to see if Graham can become king of the hobs. Hobs.
So that was really cool. I thought that was a surprising use of that. I wasn't even really sure if I was going to do that, and then I was like, I'll give them they gain the respect of the hobgoblins that they fought with. And then you guys immediately like, yeah, just go ahead and we'll fix everything with it. So I thought that was a pretty cool,
it's poetic,
wrap up of that. So that was awesome.
I do want to say that during the mech fight, you kept saying the nozzle, and I kept wanting to go the nozzle from Venture Brothers. Another thing I had to stop myself from saying a lot.
Nice.
The nozzle.
That's awesome.
I like that.
Anyway,
and
moving forward.
Then you guys made it back to the guild where you talked to Guildmaster Spurn again.
Oh, can we please talk about this?
Graham wants to smite Spurn.
Yeah.
Really bad.
So Vanessa, walk us through what you were thinking.
Well, so I'm so used to being like, oh fuck, I did something wrong and fucked something up. And Jewel, from a personal stance, has been just like she's been struggling with her own confidence, and while she kind of has a tough face on sometimes, most of the time she's like, I don't want to be in charge of anything. And having him ask us to do an unpaid favor to him. And from what Vanessa can remember, and let me tell you, it's been a while since we had the first episode recorded. So it's like, from what I remember, it was like the guy was wanted, dead or alive. We were supposed to protect this guy and make sure his job got done. And then to be told, well, you didn't do it how I wanted you to do it. And a lot of the words he kept using were what I envisioned, what I was hoping you would do, what I thought would happen. And that's not what he said to do. And so having him just like chastising us like we're children, I was finally like, Jewel loses her fucking mind. Like, go fuck yourself. I'm a bard. I don't have to be here. I am doing way more good for this guild than, no offense, anybody else, because I have the celebrity name behind it. So I'm bringing you income just because people want to see Jewel Von Onyx fight a fucking tiger, right? Like, Jewel Von Onyx being to the name is being in the guild lends the guild credibility. So for you to chastise me like a child, like, go fuck yourself. Roll a wisdom save because I'm vicious mocking you right now. Go fuck yourself. Like, I was totally, Jewel was totally done. And afterwards I texted Sean, like, is that okay? Like, Jewel was just like, no. And then I have this thing about, I don't like being confrontational. So I was like, I hope that you're not mad at me for doing that. I texted Jeremy too, like, was that bad? Did I do a bad thing?
No, it's so good.
That was totally you fully in character at that moment. Me on my side, that was fucking awesome. Like,
okay, good.
that was the shit. I would, if I had a backbone and knew that I could get away with it, would have told off a couple of my bosses who were just being like that to me.
Right.
So for you to do that, like, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
I was living vicariously through Jewel at that moment.
Listen, you may dole out the jobs and the money, but you're not the boss here. Jewel Von Onyx is the boss here.
Jewel Von Onyx. I want you to know, Vanessa, that while you were having Jewel do this tirade, I didn't want to interrupt or make a bunch of noise, but I got up from my seat and I was the biggest hype man. I was walking around the room. I was pumping my fist in the air. I was doing like the silent scream, like, oh, like the whole time.
Oh, thank you.
Sean can attest to this.
It was very distracting. I was trying just to keep listening to what you're saying. And, and he's over there like jumping up and down and pumping his fist in the air. And, I had this big grin on my face the entire time. I thought that was fantastic.
Good.
Yeah, that was epic.
I also texted Sean that Jewel Von Onyx will not be speaking with Spurin. So until he gives a proper apology, not a I'm sorry if your feelings got hurt apology. And if he wants any more unpaid favors, he can go through her lawyers. So yeah, she's upset about that whole thing. That whole business.
So that being said, from my perspective, I just want to make sure that I didn't piss you guys off. So
no.
Jewel's gonna
that was awesome.
Jewel's gonna cancel Spurin.
Yeah. Spurn's canceled.
No refunds.
No refunds. She's coming for his job. She's gonna be like, the whole thing behind Spurn is like he's like a politician. Like, he politicized to get his job. And Jewel's like, well, I'm going to be the next celebrity politician leader of this group, regardless of if I'm qualified.
Jewel's the governor.
I would love to see that play out in the guild. That would be awesome. So so there we go. So that's the story, the wrap up of Total Party Gossip. Before we go anywhere, is there any questions or comments that the party would like to make about this story arc?
I mean, I would like to say, I know that this is kind of a in-game thing, but Jewel would like to show up to the Paladin school and ask for Barnabas and make like a big show out of taking him out for like a date for lunch, and then just kind of telling him like, look, the guild way isn't always the way. The way of vengeance isn't your way. You're not a vengeance paladin. Graham is a vengeance paladin. So his point of good and evil is going to differ from your point of good and evil, and you might need to get your shit back in line. Like, I don't want to be responsible for necessarily, making him a social outcast in his group of peers because we're fuck ups, right? Like, I don't know if that's an in-game thing to do, but I definitely want to like.
When you say we're fuck ups, you're saying Graham's a fuck up.
Well, I PR'd for you. The PR is just as bad as the actual action of doing it. Like, I basically covered for you. So,
and if you guys remember, just before Jewel got that whole inn of bandits on their side, Stenel stabbed a guy who was passed out.
Did he? I do not remember that.
Because you'd gotten everybody on your side, and then you cut over to Stenel, and he like had a sword halfway through a guy. Was like, oh, and then just slowly pulled it back out and then hit it behind his back. So and we just played it off like he was like passed out. But
he's sleeping.
Oopsie.
So no, it's not all Graham.
Right. So
I killed a man with a trident.
Oh my God, Stenel, you're
Where'd
Steve
you even
Carell.
get that?
Anchorman. Oh.
We're just running around with a live grenade, just screaming.
Come at me! Anyway, I liked the story arc. I had a good time. The combat went on for 4 episodes, I think.
Forever.
But it was good.
I do love how cliche villain the druid was. Like it's actually a little refreshing to have a cliche guy. They're like, welcome to our Doom heroes. It's like, it's one of those.
Yeah, I wanted to do that. I thought it would be fun.
I think that's exactly what Marin said, was like, as soon as the druid started talking, that booming voice, like, this is your doom. And so I'm like, oh, it's one of those.
Yeah, I think you said exactly that.
Thank you all very much for joining us on Total Party Gossip. I'd like to thank the cast and crew of this story arc of Total Party Guild, and in the future,
thank the DM.
Thank you.
Thank you for DMing.
Appreciate that.
It was also
appreciate
the cast
that.
and crew, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm going to be very excited to play the next story arc as Singer. Again, gets to join the party. And thank you all for listening to Total Party Guild. We enjoy all of you to reach out and contact us and let us know using our awesome email at totalpartyguild@gmail.com. And if I'm wrong,
no, that's it.
That's it. That's the one. All right.
That's our name on all of the social media. Is Total Party Guild. So come watch us on Twitch. Jeremy and I were streaming, but we're kind of done. So I've been streaming Graveyard Keeper, and it's fun. But by the time this gets posted, it'll be something else, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And again, remember, a guild of many defeats more monsters. And
Party
on!